everybody, this is Effie Brody. I am working on a problem that has perplexed people since the dawn of time. Rigging a guitar for Animesh. There's all kinds of problems with this, and I've already been at it half of the day. And if I pick one of these rigs, okay, and one of the animations that has been given to me today, and any of them will do, you'll see some of the animations are working and some of them are crap. And I had problems. This is an acoustic guitar. It was kind of like, one of them hybrids between acoustic and electric. And the fatter it was, the animation didn't work. The arm was still going through it. Still is here. My stomach was sticking through the sound hole. So I kept modifying the shape of it. And I thought, okay, screw this. It's not an electric guitar. So I've scrapped it and I've gone back to Blender to try and rig a new one without this acoustic problem. So I've never tried to do all this stuff at once, like Blender, Second Life, and recording at the same time. So I don't know how laggy my computer is going to get. Basically, I would shut off Second Life until I was ready to upload. After I get it down to the point where it's just fine adjustments, then I can flip back and forth between the two a lot easier. Anyway, never mind that. Over in Blender, I have a Avastar shape, your good old Ruth imported, and the guitar DAE imported. And I have kind of lined it up about where I had the other one. All those animations, the hand for the fretting hand was down pretty low. I was kind of shocked because I would have had it way up here and been wrong. So this is a lot of guesswork, a lot of trial and error. So in this, you want to line it up about where you think it's going to go, and then rig it, bind it to the armature. And I know there's probably a way easier way of doing this. And then weight paint it to where it's not, okay, like, I'll show you what happens when you do this normally. If you go to, hang on, I want to make sure you can see this part. In the Avastar window, I think it's in skinning. Oops, I need to get a hold of something. If I have a hold of the guitar and then I shift click the armature, and I'm in skinning, bind the armature. So we're going to bind it to the armature. Easy peasy Japanesey. But that's not the fun part. Then if you're in pose mode down here, and this will be funny. I'm not going to keep moving around like this all the time, but in pose mode, if you grab hold of the guy and start moving it this way and that, you'll see that it has also bound itself to the hand bones and all these other bones. So it's going to just warp and deform all over the place in a standard. See, it's like it's supposed to be closed, and so it just wants to deform all over the place. See? Pretty bad. So I want to undo. Well, until you get to at least to the point where you're not unbinding it from the armature. So he's it's rigged in general, but now you have to go into weight painting. So, let's see. I don't want to do a full screen on this agent in the middle of it. So, I'll try and do best I can. You have to go into, like, select just the guitar, and down at the bottom here, you're going into weight paint. And this will show you all the shit that's blue is cool. That means it's not affected by the bone. And everything that's red is affected by the bone. So, and this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. In Avastar, dun dun dun, rigging, we need to go into pose, and we need to go into skin, and we have selected the Orcahedron, whatever the heck that is. This is weird shapes. And everything that we're just rigged to this bone right there. And I don't know, technically it would be this one, but I'd be afraid it would move around too much with the hips, so I'm going to bring it to this one only. So everything, these bones, this one's got some on it, this hand will have some on it, this hand will have some on it. I think it has, yeah, this hand's got, these two bones have got some on it. Probably even this one. Maybe a little. Can't tell. It's kind of picky. So on each one of these things, and this is how I do it, because I am flying by the seat of my pants, to be frank. I want to rig to this one and not the others. So, we're in weight paint mode. We need to just go into tools where you can paint and have weight all the way up. We're on the right bone. And I just grab weight gradient and drag it across there really far. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. And then the whole thing is bright red. Bingo, that's what we want. Nothing sticking out. So it's rigged to that bone big time. But these other bones, this one, you want to turn down your weight. All the way down. You hit weight gradient, drag that sucker over, and make sure there's nothing sticking out on that leg bone. And it's got a crotch bone here that seems to be affected pretty bad. I'm just gonna do it up till it's all blue. And I'll tell you, switching back and forth between Blender and one doesn't seem to have any. I'm kind of surprised. I think I might just drag it across here in case. Sometimes you can't see all the weight painting that's going on inside of an object. I can't remember what it was now. Something that had an inside to it. Oh, it was awful. Something with eyeballs or something. Oh, and it was weight painting the backside of them. And you can do anything about it. Okay, so that's all nice and blue on that bone. There's another bone out here in the hand. It wants to do its own thing too. Every time I have to reselect weight gradient. And I'm going to check some of these other bones. What about this one? This one had none. This one. No. This one's going to have some on there. Okay. Kill it off. Anything on there left on there? Right, this one. Okay. Weight gradient. It's easier to do it with a weight gradient for some reason. Just actually painting didn't seem to help me out much. Always get stickies when I do that. Okay, so now we can go back to, hopefully, pose mode. Oh, I have to get to the object mode first. Get a hold of the guitar. Get a hold of the guy. Get a hold of the guy. And then, oops. I'm going to keep moving so you can see what I'm doing. Avatar. Pose. Grab a hold of the arrows. Move her all around. See, now it's not, well, it would do this if you bowed, you know, that wouldn't be good, but hopefully you didn't move around so much that these animations that I have vary so much. The arms, nothing's hanging out with the arm. Okay, so we go back. I want to make him stand upright. Undo so bad. Okay. I'm going to export this thing and see what it does in a second. Just for giggles, because at this point it's going to be fine moving. And the reason why I picked this flying bee is because there's nothing in the way of this arm to hit my strumming hand, and then yeah, this was way in the way, and the stomach, you know, kept sticking through. My clothes kept sticking through it. Everything on the acoustic, it was really bad because it was sticking through the back part. You could see like my stomach through the sound hole. Not a good look. Okay, so I'm gonna go File, Export. Uh-oh, wrong hole. I gotta get a hold of it. I gotta get out of pose mode. Go in object mode, select just your guitar. Go, Export, Collada Avatar. And where am I gonna put it? I don't know. Put it on my desktop like the rest of this junk. We're gonna call it guitar V. That way I know it's the flying V one. We'll call it 1 because after a while I'm gonna have a bunch of them. I imagine. Export as Collada over here. And wait for it to go. And I haven't tried uploading one of these planes, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Ooh, shoot a monkey. And see. Live. Now. Where is it? Get it off me! I have a lot of experimental junk here. I thought I took it. Okay. It is off. Now, I'm going to import this dude. Hopefully. With any luck. We called it Guitar V1. And, oh my goodness. Let's pull this down here where you can see what I'm doing. Always when you are uploading rig mesh, you want to include your skin weight. And as I said, I think on the toilet paper one, the toilet plunger one, you can see the avatar breathing. It moves slightly. So I was uploading those the first time with this number here left high, and it was just costing me way too much, especially for experiments when I don't really care about the quality of it yet. I'm just worried about the rig. So I'm going to make those two numbers 0, and I'm going to calculate the weights of bees. And this thing here is warning me about something, so I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to have a problem. Like I said, I haven't tried this yet. Not at all. So we're going to put it on. Cross your fingers. Okay. And then, wait a minute. Put on medium rock guitar advertisement. Dang, I think I got it. First try? It's close. Oh, it's close. It needs to go up a little higher in the neck. But I'd say about the strumming hand is about right. So I'm gonna move that up. With any luck? Okay. Back in the blender. I think that a small rotate might help. What do we need here? Needs only to be rotated just a hair up. That is this rig. So I think that might be Y. So R, Y. Yeah, that's the one. And it might have been too much. Export it. Guitar V2. Actually, it should have been V guitar, but whatever. Playing V. Alright, we've exported it again. We're going back in here. Guitar V detach. And I'll leave the same animation on while I'm waiting. Mesh model. Oh no, it went into the other folder. Wait a minute. Alright, once more with feeling. I hate when I drop it into a bad folder. Once again, I'm making these zeros, so I'm not paying out the yin-yang for these experiments. Going into, I get doing this over and over and over again. I can sometimes, if you forget to click that, it's not going to be rigged at all. So, one more go around, upload, guitar V2, wear it, cross your fingers, people. Pretty close. Like I said, though, it goes into your leg really bad in some animations. But you know what? That's like everything else we got. Is my mic on? Oh my gosh. Let's try different animation maybe. Seems funny that you're not holding it when you're doing that. Oh, knee? That's gonna be stupid. That's not bad. Yeah, I still see that one needs to be changed. Most of these hands were the same. That's kind of... Alright, let's try something else. Oh. See, that's different too. They're all different. If you rig to the hand, then, you know, see, that would be really screwed up if you did. It would just move all around with your hand. If you rig this end to the hand and that end to the stomach, it would be bending all over the place like spaghetti. So this is really, what's the word I'm looking for? Various, depending on your animation. So this isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all situation at all. These Animesh characters, I think you just kind of get ahead, kind of a general thing, and then hope like everybody, if you know what I mean. I hope that everybody just kind of, yeah, well, you don't look at them that close, maybe. All right, here's the windmill. This ought to be funny. I still think it could come up a little bit. Maybe if it came up a little bit. It's close. It's not close to the fingers. All right. Maybe up and out a little bit. I'm not willing to go too far on it. It's just so hard to tell how far you've moved. Alright, let's... Oop, wrong hole. Blender. See, I'm not about to try to put the animation in here. I don't know anything about doing animations in here. I mean, I'm aware there's a timeliner and yeah, I don't own those animations. So we're not even gonna start with that. And it's a lot of just a little bit of guesswork. And I said out a little bit, or was it in a little bit? It definitely needs to come up. I think the whole thing, though, would stop it from going in the leg. What in the devil? Then, yeah, out a little bit. And it would be nice if the thumb would go around the back side of it. Who am I kidding? I don't know, something weird's going on with my voice. Every time I click the mouse button, I don't have voice on. I do not have voice on. At all. So why is my green dot showing up? Okay. Strange things are afoot. Up and see, I always have this problem switching from Blender to Second Life. I want to be able to like right click and drag shit to change my camera view. Then just say up and out just a hair. I mean, this is ridiculous. How about up? Was it Y, I think? No, one Y. It was Z? That's probably too much. rotate RZ. How about that? Slight. That was slight. Alright, we're going to try and export it again. I'm not even going to go through talking, get through that bit. Same as it was before. I gotta keep remembering to put it on the desktop instead of in your default folder from hell. Read 3. So attach this icky thing and just head banging away. Okay. RV3. As I said, skin weights. I remembered. Now, I don't know if I'm going to cut the detail off when I go to upload the real one, because that would, you know, it was already kind of low quality to begin with. Let's see what we get. See? Can't remember how to use my controls. Alright, still needs to go out and up. I'm just like resting it on my wrist. You see what I'm saying? How many other animations are like that, though? This is headbang. What are some of these strong ones? See, that one's okay. Okay. Somewhat okay. It's more like acoustic, though. But who would not? Look at this. Look at my arm. It's twisted completely around. Guitars are. This whole wrist movement. It would have been hard to rig that. It really would have. I mean, rig that animation. It's really bad. Guitar, sit still. See, that's acoustic, definitely. Nothing. Try this guy. Well, one of it isn't really hideously bad. Most of your people that are doing Animesh, look at it. You're gonna look at it that close. I wouldn't, but I'm an imperfectionist. Try to find something that hits a happy medium in. See, these guys here that are probably more appropriate. It still needs to come up. Alright, you get the picture now. What it takes to do these. I mean, after you get it rigged to the bone, you see what I'm saying? You can move this. And it doesn't need to be re-rigged every time. I think I automatically assumed that. When I started out rigging things. I'm on 4 now. Yep. When I started rigging out things, I thought that after you made an adjustment like that, you had to bind it back to the armature. You don't. So that's one lucky thing. Once you got that in, try it again. Maybe this will solve the problem. Sometimes I just get lucky and boom, there it is. But I don't think, yeah, it's not going to work on all these. It's not going to work on every one of the animations. That was a gimme. Because I don't have those full perms, so whoever decides to buy this thing, they would need it. Now, what did I do? Is it just lagging behind, or did I forget to rig it? Alright, you watched me. Did I not press that button? Okay. It's rigged. I probably didn't. Everybody feel free to scream at me on the screen. I'm not even there. Now, is it moving? I don't see any movement. How could it be unrigged though? Try one more time. I just love wasting money. I just love wasting money. Obviously. Okay. I think it could go out and up some even more. My goodness. Try this one. See, that one's fine. Kind of, if I go up any further on that one, I'm just going to ruin that one. That's drama. Alright. Let's do heavy work. Heavy scrum? Heavy scrum. Well, I think it's okay. What I'm going to do now is go back in here and kill off that one that wasn't rigged so I don't accidentally try and give that to somebody. Alright, 4 is a good one for some of them. Maybe we can just put a box with a whole bunch of different rigs in there and they can find the one that works for the animation they're using, but it's just going to be hit and miss. I don't really have any way of showing anybody a demo either. Try windmill. That's okay. Thumb's still sticking out this side of it, but what can you do? It's not, the animation doesn't have its thumb poking over the wrong way. And it's still a little out. So like I said. Okay. Heavy strong. There it was. Yeah, I wouldn't. Change those guys too much. Heavy strong? Yeah, that one needs to come way the hell out, but really? These medium ones seem to be out further. Heavy? I don't know if you can see what I'm talking also listed ones that she gave me today for testing purposes. It's not. Did we jump? I haven't tried that one yet. Well, I figured by the time somebody focuses in on that. Flying V, though, really, it doesn't fit every situation. It's just, yeah, I don't have this galunkin thing sticking out of my stomach and leg. Okay. Guitar. Gentle. These are different. They seem to be alright. Like I said, I wish that thumb was. So man's hand's going to be a different size than mine and my avatar. The size that I'm rigging to. Ready? On a flying V. Okay. Sit. I don't know what this is. Yeah, them acoustic ones gonna have to go up higher. You can do one of them after a while, but it's just those. I'm sure these all came from different places. This is just standing here holding it. That's pretty cool. Being is how you load those into your Animesh band member. Okay, well, I didn't upload the texture for this guitar while I was at it, but you'll see what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be done with this one. I'm gonna save this as a blend file in case I need to move it around. Save as. If you are saving it as a Blender file, I should put it wherever the hell they go. Figure out where to put it later. I have a bunch of other guitars to try and mess with, but that's what I'm up against when it comes to this, and I think that there's a lot of people that would definitely know how to rig better than me and know what to do. But each one of these, yeah, I think it's just basically the same process, but every one of these animations is going to be doing something different. And if I didn't have any of these, funnily enough, let's try to find like guitar. I had some old animations, and this is probably from like 2010 or something. And that's what I was looking at when I first came up with this idea this morning. And see how much higher the arm is on. Yeah, that's way up there. whenever I had it up this high, it was cut. My boobs were going right through the guitar, so that was a bad idea. Anything that I would have cranked out earlier this morning with that animation would have been way the hell off compared to what is here. What the heck all that is. Yeah, I was trying all kinds of things this morning. He's heavy. Heavy strum, did I say that was okay? This fella made this animation. He's gone now, so how you get him? This must be in a box somewhere. There it is. Yeah, gee whiz, they're all him. Cool. Well, at least we knew what he... Bits and vibes on this one here. You just have to find a bunch of guitar strumming animations and pay out your nose for the full perm and put them in your Animesh. Or, well, whenever you're putting it, you don't, I guess you wouldn't need them full perm if you were just doing your own little dude standing there. Anyway, that, I think pretty much got me where I needed to go. Rocking out. I think that's good enough for the majority of the animations. It is close. I might do an acoustic, but it is so much harder to fit. Okay, you see these animations, there's not much room between the arm and the guitar. Wait a minute. Alright, let's take this one off. I put on one of the first ones I did this morning. And I ended with, see how flat I had to make it in order to fit between the arm and the body. Let's try one of the earlier ones. Some of these are bad. That's kind of skinny. Anything bigger than, but you see what it was doing to my stomach? Oh, the stomach was showing through the hole. If I pulled it out away from my stomach, then my arm was really going through it worse. So, I don't know. Matter of tilting it. Yeah, these are my rejects. I even tried messing with the shape of it, but then it didn't even look like any known brand of guitar ever. It looked really bad. This one I finally got mostly away from my stomach, but still not right. Yep, I gave up on the acoustic stuff with these animations. These, you know, like more of the rock styles, I had to give it up. That's why I went back in search of an electric guitar. So. Let's try... No, I'm not even going to try it. My rigs were bad, so it still beats through the stomach. The acoustic one is more like sitting down, playing guitar things. They need to be way up higher. Like, you know, almost the original Boo animation I had. Oh, what do I do with it? Playing guitar. Was that it? It wouldn't have done me any good because it would still break down below. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Anyway, yeah, I'm just talking to myself now. I think I would recommend this for those specific animations, if they're still available anywhere. It may not be. The guy's shop seems to be dead. Of course, I didn't go there. I was just looking at his profile. Anyway, I could just sell it as is and let the people decide what to do with the animations. That's how I've been doing this. It's like the animations are there for your own problem. And I kept everything really cheap, but I think I might change it to where I sell like a copy version of it cheap, and then like they could use that even as a half-assed demo if they wanted. And I'll raise up my full perm prices because right now they're really, really low. And I'm thinking it was maybe a bad move. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to give everybody a peek into what I have to do when I'm rigging these crazy things. And I thought it was going to be harder than that. Solid weight painting to get, you know, those bones to stop curving guitars in silly directions. And just stick it to the one belly. Everything weighted to the same bone seems to do the trick. I was afraid that if I bent over, it would like curl over forward. It's still going to go like through your body if you took a bow at the end. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. But hey, it's something. It's probably about as best as we're going to get in SL. Don't know. I seem to be the forerunner here in this experimentation. I still can't for the life of me understand how come more people don't know Blender. I'm just I don't know, layman at it. So that was really good. Ooh. Okay, people. I'm gonna shut up. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody had a good day. Okay, if this isn't funny enough, I put on a male shape without doing anything else. I just put on a male shape. Took off my Maitreya body. And this is what I get. This is funnier than hell. Pardon my underwear. But see how far away the hand is from the hand and everything. So rigging it for just the female Ruth shape isn't going to cut it. You're going to have to be rigged for like male and female, and you're just going to get a general. You're just going to get a general ballpark figure, it looks like. So that was comical. Comical little add-on. I had to come back in here and edit this just for just to show you this. Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody.